Let's talk about something real. Keeping faith when nothing seems to be going your way. When you've been trying, working, praying, hoping, and still things aren't clicking. Trust me, I know it's frustrating. It's one thing to have patience for a few months, but what about when it's been years? What about when you put everything you've got and life still seems to be standing still? I know that feeling all too well. For the last 7 years, I've been chasing success. Not just sitting around wishing for it, but actually doing the work. I've started things, switched things up, tried different paths, and I'm not gonna lie, there's been loads of times where I fell off, lost focus, or second guessed myself. But for the last year and a half, I've been locked in. I've shown up, made sacrifices, and done what needed to be done. And yet, I'm still not where I want to be. I still feel that same financial pressure I felt back then. I still wake up some days wondering when things are gonna shift. And I'd be lying if I said I'd never had moments where I looked up and thought, God, what's going on? Moments where I felt frustrated, confused, or, to be honest, angry. Because you're putting in the work, you're doing everything you're supposed to do. And it's hard to understand why the breakthrough just hasn't come yet. But here's the thing, I'm still moving forward. And I still have faith. And the fact that I haven't given up yet tells me that something is still unfolding. Let's be honest, keeping faith is very easy when things are going well. You're making progress, you're seeing results, and everything feels like it's lining up. Believing comes naturally. But when you're putting in the effort and nothing seems to be changing, that's when doubt starts to creep in. You start wondering if you're wasting your time, if maybe you're just not good enough. Maybe you should cut your losses and move on. And the worst part, you look around and you start seeing other people winning. You see someone start something new and blow up in a matter of weeks. Or you've been grinding for years with barely anything to show for it. It's tough. But one thing I've learned is that just because you don't see any progress, it doesn't mean it's not happening. Consider it joy when you face trials, because the testing of your faith builds endurance. They're to prepare you, to make you stronger, to build your character so that when that success does actually come, you're ready for it. Because the truth is, some people get success too early and don't know how to handle it. They get money before they've learned discipline. They get fame before they've built wisdom. And before you know it, they lose everything just as fast as they got it. When you've had to wait for something, work for something, struggle for something, it hits different when you finally get it. You appreciate it more. You value it more because you're actually ready for it. So I recently just came back from Thailand. And while I won't go into all the details, I was blessed to have a few moments that felt deeply spiritual while I was over there. Little reminders from God that I was on the right path. Nothing major, no big signs, no sudden success, but in those moments I felt peace. Like God was saying, keep going, I see you. I've got you. Sometimes that's all we need. Not everything has to be a huge breakthrough. Sometimes it's the small moments, the random opportunities, the unexpected conversations, the little wins along the way that remind us we're moving in the right direction. Maybe someone tells you something you did inspired them. Maybe a door cracks open when you least expect it. Maybe you just have a moment of clarity where you realize I'm actually further along than I thought. Those moments are like drops of water in the desert. They don't change everything overnight, but they're enough to keep you going, and you need to look for them. While I was in Thailand, I come to realize that success, that real lasting success, comes down to three things. Firstly, we got faith. So trusting even when you don't see an outcome. Trust that something is still working behind the scenes. And we got prayer, or you can call it manifestation. So speaking your intentions, staying connected to your purpose, and staying focused on what you actually want. And the last is act with intent. So actually putting in the work, pivoting when necessary, and staying committed even when it's tough. When these three things come together, things start to move. Some people see results quickly, others, like me, have to wait longer. But as long as you stay in motion, something will shift. Maybe not today, maybe not next week, but eventually. Do not grow tired of doing good, for at the right time you will reap the harvest if you do not give up. That's something I hold on to. Because the truth is, the only way to guarantee failure is by quitting. If you stop now, you'll never know how close you actually were. But if you keep going, keep trying, keep believing, your time will come. I won't sit here and say it's easy because I know it's not. Days when I feel tired, days when I feel like I'm running in circles, and days when I want to step back and say, shit, I don't know if I've got it in me anymore. I'm gonna remind myself I've made it this far. I haven't given up yet. And if I can keep going for just one more day, I can keep going for another. And that's really what it comes down to. Listen, this whole process is a roller coaster. Some days you'll feel on top of the world, other days you'll feel like you're stuck in the same place you were years ago. You might get frustrated, you might feel like no one sees your effort. You might even have moments where you feel a little bitter when you see others thriving and you're still grinding. But those feelings, they're temporary. They come and go. The key is to not let them make you stop. Honestly, I'm a bit ashamed to say, but I've had moments when I was angry with God. But those moments passed. And deep down, I still believed. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't still be here. The fact that I do believe, even after all this time, tells me that something bigger is happening. Listen, at the end of the day, keeping faith doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means looking at your situation and saying, yeah, things are tough right now. Yeah, I don't have all the answers yet, but I believe that this isn't the end of my story. It means waking up each day and choosing to try again. Choosing to believe that everything you've done isn't wasted. Choosing to trust that what's meant for you is still coming. Above all, choosing to keep moving forward. Because that's the only way you'll ever get to where you're meant to be. Listen, if you're in the same boat as me, working, praying, and still not seeing results, just know you're not alone. I'm right there with you. Some days will be tough. Some days doubt will creep in. But as long as you keep going, you're still in the game. And I truly believe that one day, all of this, the struggle, the waiting, the late nights, the moments of frustration, it's all going to make sense. So keep the faith, keep praying, keep putting in the work, because your story ain't over yet.